Hey guys, it's chapter 4. So in class you will get the packet and you should get the new assignment sheet as well, because we're not going to do homework out of the textbook anymore for this chapter. At least we are going to do worksheets for homework. Hopefully it will be a little less stressful than the homework in the textbook, but make sure you get that homework sheet. You get a homework sheet for 4.1, and that's all that you're going to get for this week while I'm gone. And then we will continue back to normal on Monday. So with 4.1, we're going to be talking about identifying the different types of polynomial functions. A term is a single number variable, and it's also the product of numbers and variables. Terms are separated by addition or subtraction signs in an expression. If we just have a single term, it's by itself, okay? It's called a monomial. I'm going to get a highlighter and highlight as I talk so you know what I'm talking about. So first term is monomial, and it's 3. If I had an example of negative 4xy cubed and then t over 2, it's a single term together. It can have variables on it. It can be negative, it can be positive, and it can also be a fraction. Binomial is going to be 2 terms. Examples include 4x minus 1, r plus t, and then I also include this little fun one, x minus 1 over 2, because if you do have a singular fraction though, it will be separated if it does have a term in the numerator, okay? So for example, x minus 1 over 2, that can separate into x over 2 minus 1/2. So super important to know that as well. Carrying on, we have 3 terms. That is a trinomial. And so that is any 3-termed variable, or expression, I should say. We have an example of negative 3x squared plus 6x minus 1, and then a plus b plus c. And you can interchange that if you want to do minus or whatever your heart desires today. Then finally, it's anything 4 terms or higher. It's going to be, the name is going to be the number of terms, and then polynomial after. So 4-term polynomial, 5-term polynomial, etc. Example here, I stretched it out a little bit. So 6xy minus 5x plus 4y minus 9. You can do z's, q's, whatever letter your heart desires as well. Okay, so this is the name of different polynomials, and you will have to know the number of terms, its name, and obviously you're going to have to understand it from an example given. Moving on, a polynomial. A polynomial is a monomial or sum of monomials. So that means sum is going to be an addition or subtraction of possible monomials together. Okay, so first one, we have a degree at 0. This is when we only have a constant. Therefore, the constant has a standard form of just itself. So an example would be y equals negative 7. Also, I know I'm talking briskly because I've already had this written down, but this is a YouTube video, so don't forget that you can hit the pause button, okay? Second one, degree of 1. That is a linear equation that is represented with its standard form of having the term first, so example 2x, and then the constant after minus 1. Next, our favorite, quadratic. Okay, this is when we have the degree of 2. Its highest degree is 2. That means it leads with a 2. We have any descending variables after, and then ending with a constant. And that could even be something that doesn't have a constant. So like the example of g of t, it has t squared plus 4t, but it doesn't have a constant. You don't always have to have a constant for a quadratic. Fourth is cubic in this table. 3, 2, 1, 0 exponents. An example, I also like to put a binomial for cubic, because again, you can have a cubic function with just a cubic and then also maybe a constant, a cubic, and a single term. Anything that has the degree highest, that's cubic, is what it would be called. Fifth one, though, it's called quartic. Quartic is 4, so highest exponent is a 4, then a 3, then a 2, then a 1, and then possibly a constant. Okay? You can't skip them. So, for example, that's why I did in the example 3x to the power 4 plus 5x cubed minus 1. Sometimes you don't have all the exponents in descending order, but you might have the highest, and this is called quartic. Okay, tables done. Number of terms, awesome, complete. We got monomial, binomial, trinomial, and then terms of multiple polynomials. And then we've got the polynomials with their degrees, constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, and quartic. Okay. Finishing up this first page of content, we have properties of polynomials. These are variables. They must have whole number exponents, okay? That's a property of a polynomial. It has to have a whole number exponent. We can't have negative exponents because that would mean we have to put it in the denominator. We have to rationalize it. Number 2, the degree of a polynomial is the highest power. So like we just talked about in the chart above. If there is more than one variable per term, the degree is the sum of the powers of a single term. So simplify, basically. The leading coefficient is the coefficient of the term with the highest power. So the number in front of the term with the highest power. For example, if I went back to quartic, which I'm going to go like that with a little arrow, the leading coefficient of the quartic one would be 3 because it's in front of the highest power. Next, the term with no variable, or the variable with a power of 0, is the constant, so a number without a variable. Finally, a polynomial is in standard form when the terms are ordered from highest power to lowest power. Okay? I'm going to take a pause, okay? That's the beginning of writing out our 4.1 notes. Because it's a lot to put in one video, I'm going to end this part here, and then it's going to be a second video doing all the example problems, okay? And we'll be right back.